Today's show is action-packed, so buckle up and let's dive into it. Screw your freedom.
You want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth!
Well is right. The Jungle-Fever POXXX. Folks, SHTF is all over us like white on rice, and I sure hope you have a lot of rice put away. It's one of the cheap, inexpensive staples. It's carbs. It's a simple sugar. It's good energy, got some nutritional value in there, some protein, but better get stocked up with food, water, shelter, clothing, medicine, means of self-defense. For basic staples, you can get them at any store. But for specialized long-term food storage, pow. Down here, check out what we got. Food, water, shelter, clothing. We take care of all of that at thepreparedmind.club. It's your club. You guys pay for it, right, with your donations, etc. It keeps the club going. And it keeps getting you the things to keep you going in SHTF. And SHTF, it's all around us now, like white on rice. And guess what? Yeah, it looks like the Ukraine war is possibly winding down. A Prepared Mind Network prediction. Yes, that's right. The profit of prepping. We called that. But that doesn't mean SHTF is over. Oh, far from it. Bill Gates. I love that guy. Don't you? We all do, right? This is via the Summit News, right? Bill Gates says the next pandemic is likely to be caused by climate change. Billionaire Bill Gates says there's a 50% chance the next pandemic will be caused by man-made climate change or be deliberately released by a bioterrorist. How are those two even related? Well, it's going to be either man-made climate change or it's going to be a terrorist. I mean, it's not like, well, it's going to be man-made climate change or something related to climate. No, they're completely separate. In other words, he doesn't have a clue, but it's going to happen. You see, it's becoming obvious that these types of comments that come from men like Soros or Klaus Schwab or Gates or the World Health Organization or Fauci, these are, I take them as threats. Not necessarily a threat of violence, but a threat of this is the action. This is the direction the world is going to see. They had meetings back in, 2017, 2018, 2019, about a global disease, not just an epidemic, but a pandemic for the whole world. They made those predictions. They had their meetings. It's almost tongue-in-cheek for them. Very cheeky for them to say, oh yeah, this is coming, it's a chance of it. And then it all plays out exactly as they prescribed. It's becoming obvious, folks, overly obvious. Right? In this case, right? In this prediction, a pandemic is coming, right? Gates says Gates says the next one, right? Who says another one's coming, right? How do they know? Except it's the planners of humanity, right? No one knows but those, right? Those special a-holes that tell us unequivocally a pandemic is coming. But, I want to just stop and back up. How does a man-made climate change create a biological weapon-powered pandemic? How does that disease come about because you got in your Hyundai, you got in your Ford, you got in your car and drove across town, right? All of these mega corporations want you to buy their TVs, buy their cars. They want you to buy their products. They want you to use their services. And then they want to punish us and say, you are bad humans, right? And you're creating man-made climate change, which enriches all of these rich bastards, right? There is a rule of nature that says man-made climate change creates weapons-grade diseases, right? Where is that? I don't remember learning about that in biology or microbiology. I don't remember learning that in advanced biology. I don't remember ever hearing that a change in temperature, only if it's caused by man, will create a disease. It's almost like they're daring us to call them out on it. Well, I call them out on it. They're full of shit. They're absolutely full of shit. If you don't see that, folks, you're just not paying attention. And I know you see it because we're all here together. In fact, I recommend sharing this video, the last video, with other people so they understand and see that you and I are talking about things well in advance of them playing out. Yeah, we're all prophets of prepping because we can see the direction these people are heading. It's like if you're in a car and you're driving towards the ocean keeps getting closer and closer and closer. You know what direction you're heading in. If you can see the road laid out in front of you in a straight line, you can see what direction you're going. There's no ambiguity there. There's no possibility that you're wrong. There's one road, it leads in one direction. There's no forks going off of it, so no forks. And you're heading right into the deep blue. Right? You can see the direction you're going. We can. And so by sharing this video, we're going to help others see where they're going and they can prepare themselves as well. Sadly, those who are lazy, ignorant, or just plain stupid, they're not going to see it and things are going to be much more difficult for them. I'm not going to say everyone's going to die. I'm not going to say everyone's going to starve. I'm going to say it's going to be a hell of a lot more difficult at the very least, though. That I'm willing to say. So if man-made climate change isn't going to create a super bioweapon that can be turned loose on the world and cause another pandemic, thank you, Bill Gates, very much. If not man-made climate change, then let's just say it's a terrorist-released bioagent, right, Bill? So then I ask the question, where will the mega low IQ terrorists gonna get a mega high IQ, high-tech, pandemic-inducing, weapons-grade, self-replicating bioweapon? Because that's just it. A biological weapon has to replicate or reproduce itself. You can't just, otherwise it's an agent, goes out, affects the people around it, and then it just dies off. That's a big problem for people who want it to have long-term effects. For people who want it to just kill the people it's initially dropped on, that's how shit works. Like they want a bioweapon that goes in, kills people, and this dissipates, goes away. So it's a little more difficult to get a bioweapon that has long-term effects. Well, I'm sure they have those too, but they're going to want a mega low IQ terrorist to use this. They're useful idiots, are they not, these terrorists? They're willing to kill themselves in order to what? Get 72 mustachioed virgins in heaven? Yikes. Anyways, bioweapons, whether they're new or old, they're all illegal, by the way, according to the international laws regarding such things. They're under heavy lock and key. I believe they're kept in, shall we say, military-grade restricted spaces, locked away in buildings that are basically vaults. And somehow they're going to slip out. Well, I guess that can happen if you have 26, 27 bioweapons gain of function research facilities in a country like Ukraine, controlled by mastermind evil pricks who have Voldemort as their supposed civilian leader, a easily controlled puppet douche. That's how these things can get out. Or Wuhan, of course. Right? Another country that could benefit from the, shall we say, destruction of the world. They don't want to destroy the world, folks. They just want to bring it under control. That doesn't mean that a lot of people won't die in their Great Reset, but they want to bring it under control. Now, as discussed, the alternative treatments, right? As discussed during Cerveza-Bug. Let me say that. Way back in Cerveza-Bug, I said alternative treatments got secretly released to us. You know, we started talking about horse paste and some 3-lettered solutions. And I can't even say the letters. Can you believe that? or Google will be on top of us like white on rice, like stink on shit. Right? They don't want their shit getting out. But alternative treatments were released to us secretly. We got the solutions to the pandemic of the last one, right? The public was told about some very simple long-term solutions that existed. The same solutions that dear old Dr. Fauci talked about a decade ago and was researching 15 years ago. They had the solution to the problems they created well ahead of time to protect themselves. Don't worry, right? Now, way back then when discussing this, I said, hey, look, no bioweapons would be made without first having a cure available, right? To the researchers, to the rich, to the powerful, right? You don't create a weapon that you don't know how to disarm so it doesn't harm yourself. So with this coming pandemic, whatever it is Bill Gates has in mind, trust me, there's already a cure in place. And I'm sure horse paste will be a very effective treatment for any and all of their bioweapons. Just a wild guess, right? Because they need something that can easily be defeated for themselves. But for the rest of us, ooh, look out. Monkeypox. Yeah, jungle fever. Because monkeys live in the jungle and the pox causes a fever. The jungle fever, folks. This seems to be the ticket they're playing. But of course, we also have cerveza bug. It'll be back for the election season. If you can see everything that's happening, folks, all at once, and it's very hard to bring it in. Supreme Court decisions, social unrest, race crap, the military failing. Oh, we'll talk about that this afternoon, how they're destroying the military even more. Right? Economic, financial distress and hardships that are going on. There is so much going on that is just unbelievably difficult for us to get through. And then they're going to have bioweapons. America, and this is up to you and me, prep to action. We need to have a good election. We're going to lose some races, guaranteed, because of FRAUD. We're going to have those issues, guaranteed. But we need to get enough votes to at least cause a stalemate in DC by taking back at least the House, hopefully the Senate. If we have a stalemate, it'll be better for us long term and short term. But no matter what, it's SHTF. It's going to be hellish, troublesome, and a big problem. I hope you live in a good area. I've got the bunker here. I'm going to be doing just fine. May have to get out a couple of my toys and give them some exercise and spread some freedom seeds of love. I think we all may face that. And that's going to be a fact of life. So get prepared. Go to thepreparedmind.club. Get what you need. And if you're not on Patreon, go to patreon.com. Type in The Prepared Mind. You'll see this smiling mug right there in the logo. And that's where you want to be. $2 a month, 7 cents a day, folks. 7 shiny or unshiny pennies. Gets you a membership. You get videos early. Bam. Fresh off the presses. You're going to get news at least a day ahead of other alternative news discussions and the mainstream media itself. We are that far into the game, folks. We get news real fast, and we get it out to you real fast on Patreon. And there's other things we can't talk about, news articles on medicine, on politics, on the agenda, on war, things that we get and we publish there, other predictions from other sources as well. Patreon really is an incredible source of information. Jolene updates it daily. I send information in, and a lot of our, shall we say, staff. We have people around the world volunteering their time, their resources, their information to get it to us. It's not super secret squirrel insider information. It's just really valuable information, and we get it out as fast as we can. And you get it really fast on Patreon. Even our YouTube channel is a day ahead of everyone else, for Pete's sake. But do your very best. We thank you for your support. Share this video, and we'll see you next at the monologue and Q&A video. Semper Fi. Godspeed.